Hello there, Qckslvrslash here, and today we have myself in the Tier 6, I guess you could say premium Japanese destroyer, the Shinonome. This is the one that you could earn by completing those campaigns, and it's been one of my go-tos in ranked so far. I just have found it to be a good, well-rounded destroyer to sail, and for that reason, I've been putting in a fair number of games in her. Now, I've played some battleships, played some cruisers, and I really feel the meta is a little more balanced this season. I haven't seen too many games that are crazy in one direction. Like in previous seasons, you'd see the odd game where there's like 5 destroyers. Whereas this ranked season, it seems to be pretty much maybe a carrier, 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, 2 DDs, and then when you don't have a carrier, you kind of get a third of one of the classes. So either the matchmaker's been tweaked or just people trying different things out has kept it balanced. Now I've made it to rank 10 so far. I actually made it up to rank 9, and then just last night didn't go well. I should have stopped playing, and I'd get that win. And that would be okay, you know what? I can try again. Like, I just won a game, I've lost a game. Like, it was even for a while, but as the night wore on, unfortunately, I started losing stars, and I fell back down. And a couple of those games, and where I really should have stopped, is when I got frustrated with CVs. I'd had back-to-back games where there was a bit of an imbalance in the CVs. The first one was very imbalanced. We had an air superiority Ryoju versus a 1-1-1 independence. The independence was out of planes within a matter of minutes. And then the Ryoju just sat one group over every single player on our team and kept them spotted. You couldn't do anything. And that got really frustrating. And I should have left when I got frustrated, but I didn't. Fortunately, I did have this game, which was just fun as all crap, and you'll see why. So, I started out kind of going down into the cap, launched torps, and you can see here that OJT, or sorry, Pyra 13, turns back, says, "I'll go smoke our dudes." I'm like, alrighty, I am gonna go kite. On this map, I found, and this just comes from a lot of time playing, there's a really strong kind of cover position for the southern team in this area where most of the enemy team is right now. You can smoke across this gap and basically conceal your whole team. So what I'm thinking is, if I can get around behind them, I'll both provide vision, but I can also throw torps right into their backs. And that can get really frustrating when you have a destroyer unspotted that you just can't seem to do much against. So I'm throwing some torps out, just trying to keep that area saturated, really slow up that enemy team, and work my way down. I get my third volley off, and already you can see someone on our team claiming, oh, it's a loss. We lost one of our cruisers early, and that sucks. But you can't give up just because you lose one ship. RNG seems to have a way of balancing things out from time to time. And a bit of luck, a bit of skill, and you can be right back into it. Now at this point, I've pretty much figured out where the entirety of the enemy team is. One of their destroyers has to be an A, the other Shinonome has been spotted. He's right at 6 kilometers, so I have to be careful with my 6.1 detectability. I want to make sure he's not spotting me. Next, I know in this smoke is one of their New Mexicos, and once again, I gotta be careful that I don't let them spot me. If you're gonna be an off flank like this, you really have to play smart. You can't get caught, because the second you're caught, you're dead. So I'm watching that Shinonome, and there's the New Mexico, 6.1 away. Detects me for a second there, but no one had their guns this way. And I just angle for far enough away to get out of it. Now, he's on pretty much full health. I launched a bunch of torpedoes his way, and a loop has come. Their enemy Shinonome there has decided it's time to engage. Now, I've been lucky. He was spotted earlier, both by me and allies, as I detonate their New Mexico. And I've got a huge hit point advantage on a loop. This is not a situation where I need to be running. This is a situation where I've got to get rid of him. I almost have the kill there. I missed the shot, and as I'm reloading, I see the tick down. So I just hold my fire, let the fire finish it off, hit repair, and now we're in the lead. And you can see now the enemy team is claiming that the battle's over. And that part of ranked frustrates me, is the portion who think one ship determines the outcome of a match. And it doesn't. You can lose a ship and still be in it. You can get a ship off the enemy team and still be in it. What's gonna hurt this enemy team is how they play. That Cleveland is not in a good place. Cleveland can't sit that far away and do the work it needs to do. And arguably now he's trying to find me, but I've turned around and he's going to spend this entire match sailing down here out of the fight, effectively handicapping their team. Now, from here on, it should be pretty obvious what my plan is. I'm just going to close them, keep throwing torps, but also just stay alive. There's no need to be bold or do anything big now. We've got a lead, and you just got to play conservatively once you have it. We're hitting their ships down. Like, you know, this isn't a tenuous lead. You know, we're not going to lose it with, you know, one exchange of fire. But we also have to continue to play smart. And that's something that I've seen missing a little bit from time to time, is the second you get that one ship lead, they go, oh, we've won this. And one of your allies will go charging in. Now you can see right there, we just lost a Matsukaze, but we got their Cleveland, so we're still ahead. I know that Warspite is in the smoke there. Obviously, their Fubuki is there somewhere as well. And I've got to make a decision. With one of my destroyers being up here, and the two ships up there, I was thinking maybe I'll go join them and we can just make a nice strong pack to hold back the enemy. But then I go, oh, that doesn't really help. What could really help is if I can get behind and throw torps into that Warspite and really take them out. Now I've got to watch this Cleveland to the south, who's still sailing around looking for me. Fortunately, our Warspite there, he knows that the Cleveland could be an issue for me, and he's putting pressure on. And that's when I'm getting detected by their Warspite. And this is pretty easy. I put one behind him, one right where he is, and one just a little ways in front of him. And I do that so that really this Warspite has no way out. You can see, checking the Cleveland, he's shooting me. Okay, I've got the range. He's not going to hard detect me anytime soon. I did pop my smoke to disappear, and now it's just kind of sit and wait. And the Warspite forced to sail straight into one set. I finish him off, and there goes the threat. So with my smoke here, I'm going to get going and get out of this Cleveland site. He was at 5.7, I believe, last time I saw him. So if I exit the smoke to the north, I should be more than safe from any kind of detection, and I can open the range before he can see me. Gonna get into this cap, take it, and then go put the pressure on Frat, their Fubuki up there, because, once again, low health. In the Shinonome, I've got good detection, basically the best you can, tied with a couple other ships, but you're basically as good as you're going to get as far as detection goes. So I know someone's not going to spot me before I spot them, and that makes it easier to play. You know, it's the same reason I could go down to that flank. Now, the Farragut, I think, can be a very good ship. It's hurt a bit by the lack of stealth torpedoes, but as a gunboat, played right, it's effective. And there we have it. We find Frat, I throw a volley his way, finish him off, pick up my 4th kill, and now there's just that Cleveland, who really spent too much of this game out of the fight. So if you think about it, what could a Cleveland have done if he was up here with the main group?
And I really do think, had he been there at the cap with his team, our Budgioni, our Arizona that finished that game on next to no health, probably could have been dead. And that could have been the difference. So, play with your team. And there's times to be a kiting cruiser and do that. I've had games in my DeGrasse where I've gone to the off cap and just rained fire down, and it can work, but there's times you need to be supporting your team more directly. In this game, a bit of luck paid off. I got 437,000 credits, 2 dev strikes, high caliber, 85,000 damage, 4 kills. And, RNG said, yep, you get one today, and gave me that detonation, wiping a ship out really early and balancing the odds. And you saw in that game, at one point, both teams thought this game's already over. We've lost a ship. And really, either could have won it at either point by continuing to play. Anyways, I hope everyone is having some fun with Ranked if you are playing it, or just enjoying good old random battles. Don't let the salt flow too much, and come join me in my next stream when I try to continue the grind. I hope everyone enjoyed this. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing. As always, I'm Qckslvrslash. I'll have another one for you all later.